V81 Radio, V81 Radio. V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Our Almighty God, Creator of heaven and earth, Father and lover of our soul, you sit on your throne of mercy and rule with your love and faithfulness. You are full of grace. We acknowledge your presence in our lives. Nothing is hidden in your eyes, even our challenges and struggles in life. We come to you with faith. We ask not only for our daily spiritual bread, but to seek your forgiveness and undeserving favor to heal our land, our family members, our friends and neighbors, even our enemies with COVID-19 and other diseases. Holy Spirit, help us to deepen our faith and see the opportunity to believe, obey, and worship. As we face this pandemic, you are Lord and God. Encourage us and change our hearts, not to fear, but to be full of hope and find ourselves praying and meditating your word. We believe no works of the enemy prosper to your children. Abba, Father, we believe that your Son Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. He is the truth and our salvation. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and most of all, not our will, but thy will be done. We pray this in Jesus' name, the name above all names, who was and is to come. Amen.
Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kanta at programang Tatak Pinoy. Napapanood at napapakinggan kahit saan ka man. Streaming worldwide. In South Manila, this is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan, kahit nasaan ka man ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh,
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio. V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
V81 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio. V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guests do not reflect those of the host, the show, this station, the management, and the network. Welcome to Pride and Proud Asia, Asia's first online radio show that champions LGBT contribution and leadership in business and in our country and the region. Hosted by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, Visibility, Representation, and Empowerment. This is Pride and Proud Asia. Happy Pride!
Hi everyone. So welcome to Pride and Proud Asia. The show is presented to you by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce in partnership with V81 Radio Manila. So I'm your host, your power activista in Hills, Angel Romero, and this is a very, very exciting show tonight because we'll be featuring two beautiful individuals who are not conforming to the binary. So, mahabang talakayan at madami po tayong pwedeng matutunan in the show. And we are thanking all our sponsors and all our partners have been supportive since season 1. I think kailangan natin muna mag-thank you sa mga ating mga partners. We are also thanking V81 Manila for providing really a safe space for the chamber and the community. In the past seasons, we've had different guests. We've had queer artists, we've had musicians, we've had also different personalities in the community. So it's really good to actually have a space that will feature a lot of new and upcoming personalities in the community. So in the chamber, we actually have 3 pillars. So number 1 is championing workplace, DEI in the workplace. Second is really featuring leaders or LGBTQIA leaders in business and beyond. And third is really sharing best practices across the region. So every week po, nag-feature po tayo ng mga stories at personalities that we feel would inspire people to actually better themselves. And last July 14, we actually celebrated the International Day for Non-Binary People. And saktong-sakto because we have 2 beautiful guests today na mag-share ng stories nila on how, it is really amazing to see the different gender spectrum. Hindi lang po siya male and female. Masyado siyang malawak, and to be honest, kahit ako, I'm not really adept and I'm not really familiar in different terms. And as we say naman, gender is fluid. So, there are a lot of things to learn. Hindi po natatapos yan sa mga natututunan natin sa advocacy. So excited. But I think before we go into our, discussion with our guests, we can pause for a quick break and then we'll be back.
Asia, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Tough business out there. So many uncertainties, operational difficulties, deadlines. We provide the solutions and services that your company needs at the best price guaranteed with our global principles. And experienced partners, we bring solutions to your current and future business. Inolution, supporting your business as always.
Hello,
Thank you for calling us.
how can I help you?
Just like it should. Introducing Voiso, hosted call center solution. Agile call center suite. Advanced real-time dashboard to track agent behavior and performance. Instantly switch between call stages with event-based navigation. Analyze the contents of each call. Track critical benchmarks. Use more than 50 metrics out of the box. Evaluate calls outcome. And boost your agent's performance. Voiso provides superb audio quality thanks to our own global network. We have the right international telecom experience your business needs. Do more with your calls.
Inolution, supporting your business as always.
Get into the treasure trove of undiscovered music through Napalm, your new all-Pinoy alternative music. Whether it's rock, metal, reggae, soul, or pop, we have it covered. Napalm features upcoming Pinoy artists and musicians, hosted by Lace Jimenez and Thunder God Bernard. So sit back and relax and enjoy Napalm, only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Now back to Pride and Proud Asia, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Hi, we're back. So, actually kanina na hiningal ako kasi I came from somewhere at na-miss ko tuloy si Joff na aking co-host today. Kaya ako lang mag-isa. But definitely will give you a good show tonight. And just to reiterate, happy Pride and welcome to Pride and Proud Asia, where we put a spotlight on LGBT leadership and inspiring stories in business and beyond. I am your host, your equality advocate, your partner in LGBT business, your power activista in Diaz, Angel Romero. And this online show is presented to you, as mentioned earlier, by V81 Radio Manila and Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce. And in Pride and Proud Asia, we wish to share stories that will make you see us more, hear us more, love us more. Kaya samahan niyo po kami ngayon sa isang very interesting episode. But usually in our first gap, we do rainbow news. So yun yung mga news na sinasabi namin lagi ni Joff na favorite. Well, ako personally favorite ko because it gives us a glimpse of things happening all over the world in the community. And yung rainbow news natin for tonight is very special because last July 11, one of our actually naging guest natin siya, one of the icons in the show business. They started the library, and unfortunately, si Derek Philip Lazaro actually passed away on last July 11. And we'd like to just give a simple tribute to him, for all the work that he has done, and for all the insights, and for all of the shared stories that we had in the last episode. We also asked for a moment of silence for everyone at home, on the road, or people watching all over the globe right now, to actually pause for a few minutes and give a short prayer for Direct Philip. Instead of the rainbow news, because it's something that actually affected all of us in the community. We'd like to give a few minutes to celebrate the life of Direct Philip through a simple tribute, instead of doing our usual rainbow news. So the team of Pride and Proud Asia, Lay, Andre, and the rest of the team actually created something that will inspire us to follow the steps of a very very celebrated artist. So if we could just play the tribute video for everyone.
Diba? At saka sinasabi na ang mga bading maabalidad, well, ito yung time na prove natin, di ba? Tsaka huwag tayo masyado mag-dwell sa kalungkutan kasi sometimes people get so depressed because of what's happening because they think it's only happening to them. No, it's happening to the whole world. No. Oo, hindi lang ikaw ang sawi. So, you will be more kawawa kung talagang pasensya na, oo. Kung talagang lalo mong nulugmukin yung sarili mo, di ba? No, bading tayo. One up. So much pride that you can do everything, di ba?
Yeah.
Marami tayong ability nyo gamitin. Yung paglulungkot, tanggalin yun. Hindi nakakaganda yung lungkot. Nakaka-haggard. And I was on myself performing. Tapos, alam mo yung tipo na naramdaman mo yung thought na yung pakiramdam na I wasn't born a comedian, but I was born to make people laugh.
So ayan, I think we all were saddened and we were surprised to actually hear the news morning of July 11. And I think yung pinaka-lesson that we've learned in the episode where Direct Philip is and si Mamu is the legacy that he has actually given to us. Siya actually ang pinakaunang stand-up comedian na napunta sa Singapore and to the world stage, no, to represent the country. Sila rin ang nagsimula ng the library, and library is really such an iconic place for the community, especially in the Malate scene, no? So ang dami talaga niyang contribution, and it's really inspiring to hear a lot of good memories from him during the interview. Ang pinaka favorite ko talaga ang sinabi niya is in his words is bakla, parang hindi kaya mo pang gawin kung anong kaya mong gawin, 'di ba? Parang wag kang magpakalugmok or don't be saddened by things happening around you because lahat naman 'yan na nararanasan, lahat tayo nakakaranas ng mga kalungkutan or even during the pandemic kasi sila yung unang natamaan. Live shows, yung mga stand-up comedy shows, yun yung live entertainment actually ang naunang natamaan din. Because nga of all the things yung protocols, yung ating mga stricter restrictions. So yon, on behalf of Pride and Proud Asia and also of course of the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce together with D81 Radio Manila, we extend our condolences to the family, the friends, and to the whole community for the passing of Direct Philip Lazaro. Actually, for those who are just tuned in, I am part of the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce. My pronouns are she and her. I'm Angel Romero, and it's really a good space or a platform to actually share our advocacies. So in the chamber, we focus on three things. As mentioned earlier, we want to develop an inclusive workplace environment. We want to champion LGBT leadership, and thirdly would be sharing the best practice, no, not just in the region but across the world. So if you're watching us live on Facebook, on YouTube, and I on the app, we have an app also. Don't be shy to leave us some comments, and we'd be happy to interact with you. So I think we're ready for our guests. It's really exciting for me kasi gusto kong maintindihan at immerse sa discussion of the gender spectrum. So this is really exciting for me. So babasahin ko lang po yung first bio note ng ating guest. So our first guest is from Butuan City, Abusan del Norte. Batang-bata, 1 years old. Ang gender identity niya ay non-binary, transgender, specifically gender fluid. Medyo mahaba. Um, Attracted siya sexually and romantically to men that makes them sexual orientation as homosexual. So, let's all welcome Joshua Neil Permanes Lapa. Lapa. Tama ba, Joshua? How do I
Yes
call
po.
you?
Joshua lang po. Okay lang po yun.
Alright, so before we start, I started with my pronouns. My pronouns are she and her at siya dahil Pilipino tayo. Paki-share naman, Joshua, ang iyong mga pronouns.
I'm just gonna use the English language kasi hindi ako marunong mag-Tagalog kasi I'm Bisaya po.
Go.
My pronouns is actually they, them. I use that a lot and my friends, it's also okay for me if you use he or she pronouns. Okay lang yun sa akin. I don't have a problem with that too. Yes.
Okay, but shall we call you Joshua, no? Okay lang sa'yo.
Yes, yes, you can call me with my name lang po.
So, happy Pride and welcome to the show. Very exciting. Batang-bata si Joshua, 21 years old.
Yes po. Happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride. Pride doesn't end in June. So, our second guest is also young. Renz is a 25 years young queer artist from Davao de Oro who identifies as non-binary or gender non-conforming. So, artist siya and actually nabasa ko yung article about Renz and very interesting. So, let's call in Renz from Davao de Oro. Tama ba?
Hello!
Wow! Ang ganda naman! Hindi ka masyadong prepared.
Hindi po, actually, ngayon ko lang ito naisip. I was trying to show my queerness with this look.
Very, very beautiful. Renz, ano naman ang mga pronouns mo para alam din ng mga viewers natin?
So, my pronouns in English are he, she, and they. But as long as it is used in a respectful way, I'm fine with anything. And also, since I'm Bisaya, some of my friends call me Madam, Zai, or Zong.
Zai.
I think Joshua can relate to that because he's also Bisaya. Yeah.
Oo nga. Visayas represent, no?
Mm-mm.
So, I guess the first question is, how are you guys? How are you coping in the pandemic? So, how are you guys doing? Let's start with Renz.
It's been hard actually since the pandemic because when I was in the city, I was usually free to be myself. There was no constriction. Parang I was more myself when I was in the city because I could dress up however I want, you know. Pero dito sa province, medyo hindi masyado kasi it's different yung parang environment dito. A lot of people here are very traditional. So parang hindi naman na nilalagay ko yung sarili ko sa isang box, but I try to keep it low muna for now. Especially the way I dress. So, especially ngayon, since ngayon, I'm in my room and talking with all of you. So, I dressed up for a bit.
Thank you. It's really interesting to hear your story, no, about being free pag nasa city ka versus in the province. Pero Renz, medyo konti lang kasi natanggap kong bio note sa iyo no? So baka you can also siguro share something about yourself, what you do, do you study, do you work, are you just fabulous?
So I would call myself a queer artist because my artworks really mostly and revolves around queerness. We actually made I actually participated in a Southeast Asian Queer Cultural Festival, and we actually got the inspiration from from pre-colonial mythology here in the Philippines. Tapos yun yung ginamit namin inspiration dahil sa mga yung parang history natin, makikita natin na queer people have already existed even before, and they were actually very much celebrated, and they also had a higher place in society na unlike now na minsan tinatawag kaming mga salot, you know. So parang ganun, it was what we were trying to do is trying to reclaim our spot in society and trying to reintroduce or educate people na the mga LGBT hindi siya bago. It's already existed before. Parang ganon. So yeah, so I'm a queer artist and I'm currently no, not currently studying, but I study architecture, and then yeah, parang yun lang muna ngayon.
Okay, si Joshua naman. Can you share with us something about yourself and ano yung pinagkakaabalan mo, or what are you currently busy with now that we're stuck in our homes?
Um, of course, first I'm gonna again I'm Joshua Germanis Napa. I'm from Butuan City, and I'm 21 years old, and I'm studying currently BS Nursing in Mindanao State University Iligan Institute of Technology. And yes, yan ang pinagkakaabalahan ko ngayon. Studying nursing in an online class platform. It is really challenging. Yung nursing ka at parang online class yung experience is iba ang mag-handle ka ng life ng tao na nasa screen lang yung practice ninyo. Iba kasi yung return demonstration ng mga nursing ngayon eh. You have to deal with it in a personal way. When it comes to online class, it is hard kasi it's life eh. You're dealing with life, and you cannot deal with life. You cannot use your skills appropriately when it is just on an online screens. And yeah, that yan ang pinagkakaabalahan ko ngayon. And of course, I was so fortunate for the past month, yes, months rather. I was my first shoot in Mindanao Pride. Yes, that was so good and so kanang ay no it I have used a Bisaya language. Okay, it was so good to feel that we have the platform for that, and I was able to share the non-binary gender and the gender fluid specifically. That was so good. A good experience for me because in many years have passed. Goal ko talaga is yung ma-mainstream man lang yung story ko as a gender fluid, and I hope that someday like many people are encouraged to show their story too, like the gender fluid people too. Through that platform, I was so thankful for that. And yes, yan ang pinakakabalan ko for the past months and up until now.
I think, yeah, si Joshua is right, no? It's really hard to interact with people, especially now na na-confine tayo sa mga bahay natin. Renz, as a queer artist, how do you cope, no? Because your expression and your craft should be appreciated, and sometimes it craves for interaction or engagement with people. So how do you cope up with this type of setup?
Actually, it's a good and a bad, parang ano ba tawag diyan, it's a good and a bad situation, I guess, kasi it was during the pandemic that I actually realized how much of an artist I've become. Yung parang mas naging productive ako from being in being an artist, kasi it was during the pandemic that we participated in the Southeast Asian Queer Cultural Festival, and doon din ako and then that's how we actually got more and more invitations from platforms na hindi ko naisip noon na magkakaroon kami ng ganitong platform to showcase queerness, Filipino queerness especially. So parang ganun na it was I don't know if I can say it's a good thing because it's a different experience for everybody, but it was also like for me din yung experience ko dito sa bahay. It's very limiting, parang ganun. But through the internet, parang interaction ko with other people through the internet, mas nagbo-bloom yung parang paligid ko or yung pag-iisip ko and yung influence, I guess. And actually, currently, I just participated in dito sa local namin film namin. So, magmo-move na naman ako sa isang parang artistic
art form, yeah.
Artistic form. So, and I'm actually trying to introduce again the non-binary and LGBT na parang inspired siya na film, and it's also gonna tackle about mental health and HIV. Wow. And actually, right now, my partner and I are currently working on an advocacy photo shoot. It's for still LGBT mental health and HIV awareness. Tapos we actually did this ngayong June lang. So it was during the Pride month, and we actually wanted to do it. We wanted to post it this June during Pride month, but since short lang yung time namin kasi short din lang yung preparation namin, so we will post it soon this July, and then para sinabi na lang din namin na it doesn't have to be during Pride month na i-post namin because every day is Pride anyways.
True. Amen.
So, diba? So parang gano'n na. So I hope everyone who's listening here can see that on our Facebook page. And so parang gano'n, I've become more productive during the pandemic with my art. But with all the other responsibilities, parang nasistress ako doon. I'm getting anxieties nga about my, same din with Joshua na mahirap yung online class na So parang doon ako nahihirapan na side. And I think, yeah, parang ganun. It's both good and bad na situation for me. So yeah.
I guess now is the time also because we celebrated International Non-Binary Day, People's Day last July 14. And people are asking, what is really the definition of non-binary? For me, kasi it's just not conforming to the male-female binary. But mahaba pala yung spectrum na yan. Yeah. So, Joshua, can you give us some light to the definition in the simplest form, yung talagang pinakasimple na maiintindihan ng kahit sino pag sinabi kung anong identity mo. How can you explain it?
For me, yes, I have what I have said earlier. Non-binary is specifically gender fluid. The non-binary spectrum is a sub-umbrella of the transgender spectrum. What does it mean? The whole umbrella is the transgender umbrella, and then this is the non-binary, and this is the binary. When we say non-binary, as what Angel said, that it is not conforming to the binary gender. Kasi yung binary transgender kasi sila yung mga tao na kino-conform nila na okay, I'm male. Okay, I feel like I'm a male. And then vice versa, I feel like a female. And then for the non-binary, they just not conform with that. They somehow fluctuate. They fluctuate their gender identities through time, or maybe they can be both male female at the same time, at the same space, and then somehow they just don't want to be labeled. That's the non-binary spectrum. That's it.
Yeah, tama. How about you, Renz? Anything to add to that?
Yeah, tama yung sinabi ni Joshua about sa non-binary spectrum. And actually, there are times na some non-binary people do not identify as trans, and some trans people also don't identify as non-binary. Yeah, and uh, yung non-binary kasi marami yung categories. Meron ding yung parang bi-genders, gender non-conformings, and gender queers. So, for me, I'm non-conforming. So, ako yung parang, I don't conform to the traditional male or female na ano. I conform to being a goddess, char. To become
Char.
Syrian. Parang ganon. So, it's, so tama yung sinabi nga na ano na, we are not, we do not present in a traditional male and female na ano, na parang appearance or actions, yung parang ganon.
Pero like for example, growing up, when did you realize na this is your identity, Joshua? Kailan mo nalaman na, oh, parang hindi ako na-fit sa isang box. Kumbaga sa pinaka-favorite ko to sa isang
The coming out
ano ba,
story.
the baby shower, I don't really get it, the blue and pink. I mean, 'di ba? Parang bata pa lang yung mga bata is tinatatakan mo na
Pinupush
ang
mo na siya
pink.
sa isang gender.
Yeah, that pink is for girls and boys are, for
True.
just the color blue. So ikaw growing up, Joshua, kailan mo nalaman at ano yung story mo? How did you realize na nako hindi pala ako nagfi-fit sa isang box?
Actually, since I was a kid, I think 2 years old or 3 years old, I have a picture of it. Nandun sa mom ko. She keep it on in her wallet rather. Yung picture ko yung baby pa ako na nakakalakad ako yun. I am wearing heels from my lola. The heels of my lola. I'm wearing that. And I started at that early age. I'm so fortunate that my parents are really supportive of that. When my dad told me that kahit anong gawin mo at basta yung happiness mo is first, and then as long as we are here to guide you man din naman. Yan ang palagi sinasabi ng dad ko sa akin. At of course, my mom is very supportive when it comes to me being feminine sometimes, and she will really push me na, okay, wear this crop top or wear this high-waisted jeans or everything. And then I was like, okay, mom, I'm good with that. And then somehow there are some times that I felt like I want to be masculine. At the same time, I will go to my dad and ask some recommendations to what to do with this because for the masculine. And yes, as the years goes by, when it comes to my junior high school, I think I was having gender dysphoria. That time, yung feeling kasi is iba, yung parang may lungkot. Yes, I am free. I am free to express that what the society have that standard of the bakla word or the bayot word or the gay word. They call me that at that time that okay, you're gay, you're gay. And then I was like, am I really gay? Because I felt like I'm not happy being gay, but I don't fit in the box of being a female or nor male. I felt like I'm fluctuating between I'm fluctuating in the spectrum kasi. And then that's the time in my ninth grade fortunately I was looking in a YouTube video, and that's the time I was introduced to Drag Race, to RuPaul's
Mm-hmm.
Drag Race, and there was one clip that yes, there was one clip that I have remembered. That's the first time that I was introduced to the non-binary gender. It was I think that was Detox versus what
Jinx
kind of lip
Monsoon.
Jinx, yes, that lip sync. Uh, I was so amazed by that, and then after days of searching for episodes for RuPaul's Drag Race, I found out there what's the non-binary gender, and then and it took me a while to accept it because um kada, kada, the society kasi, yung standardized nila sa bakla na word eh. That's how they call me, bakla. And then I was like, no, the bakla word kasi, they describe it as, here sa amin ha, yung experience ko. Pag bading ka, um, yung bading, yung definition ng bading nila kasi yung nagpambabae, yung ganon, yung feminine lang. And I was like, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. Somehow I like masculine things too, and somehow I want to mix them
Nice.
together. Like I want to mix them together at the same time, somehow at the same place or the same in the same space rather. And that's the time it took 12 seasons of Drag Race. Then there was Gigi Good. Gigi Good introduced the non-binary gender, which
Non-binary.
is the gender fluid.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's me. That's
That's
my
me.
representation. Yes, I found out that time that I'm gender fluid, and there, that's how I found out that I'm non-binary, and specifically it's gender fluid.
How about you, Renz? Were your parents also accepting of your identity? How was it growing up, being you?
Well, yung parents namin is very traditional kasi yung dad ko is soldier. Sundalo siya, so
Oh,
very strict siya. So I'm keeping my, my queerness at a minimum minsan. Pero they're very tolerant naman about my gender. And I discovered myself actually in high school. I mean, I knew I was gay when I was young. Parang alam ko na yon, but because of society na parang sinasabi nila na you should grow up to be a man. Parang lalaki ka dapat pag lumaki ka. Parang ganon. So, of course, during elementary up until high school, I forced myself to think that I'm a man. Parang ganon. So, when my friends would ask, yung mga classmates ko, are you gay or bakla ka ba or in Bisaya, bayot jug ka? Parang ganon. So, I would ask them na, no, I'm a boy. I even have a crush on a girl. Parang ganon. Even though I knew I was lying to myself and I was lying to them. So, parang ganon yung upbringing ko. And then, it was also in high school, that same din kay Joshua na parang I watched an episode of America's Next Top Model. Yung sa akin is America's Next Top Model. Doon ko na naringgan yung word na androgynous.
yes.
So the people who are androgynous are those people na parang they their physical features are sometimes look like women or men at the same time. So parang ganun, and then doon ko na realize na baka ganyan ako, and parang doon ko din ako nag time na nag-research about the word androgynous, and then after researching about the androgynous word, doon ko na parang I fell into this magical rabbit hole of the LGBT. Doon ko din first na yung meaning na LGBTQIA+ na marami pala siyang
Yes.
meaning and differences, and that's also where I learned about din na different pala yung sexual orientation at saka gender identity.
Yep.
And that's also the thing din about sa Philippines kasi parang yung sexual orientation and gender identity masyadong hindi siya separate para sa atin. It's
Yes.
parang sinabay natin. Manipis yung nila na like for example the word bakla, parang it literally means everything that is feminine. Yung parang trans women are called bakla, gay men are called bakla, parang even non-binary people are called bakla. So parang it's become an umbrella term kasi wala pa tayo mismo as Filipinos, wala pa tayong parang specific na word to call non-binary or trans women. Pero the fact na yung iba nga, I forgot yung ibang cultures dito sa Philippines, I think they already have words for trans people before. Yung from male to female genders and female to male genders. I forgot the indigenous people that use that, pero yung sa school kasi namin meron kaming sa UP meron kaming sa UP Mindanao meron kaming LGBT group na tawag namin is Mentefuwalay. So yung Mentefuwalay pala is yung
Anong
parang
spelling nun?
Mente, MENTE Fuwale, Fuwaley, I think. Oh, parang
Ano
ganon. Mente
ibig
Fuwale.
sabihin niya?
I forgot the specific na term, pero yung parang meaning niya is ano, yun nga yung parang in a sense para din non-binary, or parang yun din yung queer na hindi siya literal translation ng queer, pero parang it's the parang for I guess na ginagamit din yun as a term na parang ganun din. Pero please don't quote me, and please correct me if I'm wrong about sa Mentifuale. Pero yun yung pag-understand ko. And so ayun, and then I think it was during in college na parang na-accept ko na talaga kung sino ako, na yes, I'm gay, but I'm not a man or a woman. Parang dun ko na express talaga yung sarili ko, because I was far from home. So parang mag-isa ako, and then 'di ba minsan kung mag-isa tayo, dun tayo mas more naging connect sa ating sarili with our own thoughts, and then dun ko na realize na I don't feel like a man. I also don't feel like a woman. Merong times na I feel like both, or meron sometimes din na I feel like more of a woman and then sometimes more of a man. But I feel like parang ayoko talaga sa parang to ano to parang tell people na no, lalaki ako, or no, babae ako. Parang I'm not comfortable with those. So doon ko na ano talaga na gagamitin ko na talaga yung non-binary na word. And hopefully sana in the coming future, since slowly tayo nag-progress, na sana may Filipino term din for non-binary and all the other genders din, 'di ba? Para I think mas maka-communicate tayo na maayos dito mismo sa ating sa ating bansa, char.
True, true. I guess maganda rin that may mga influences kayo no growing up na may representation like RuPaul or even sa America's Next Top Model, yung kanyang expression is androgynous. Kasi importante 'yon. Here in the Philippines, I think slowly we're, seeing more people coming out and representing us, no, in such a way lang na, I can see that, no, na ako pala yan, that's me on TV, or, di ba, meron pala akong mga katulad. Maswerte yung mga bata ngayon tulad mo because they have a
True.
lot, a lot of, role models to look up to. But for example sa school or sa work or sa place na lagi kayong nandun, when they ask you, do you say talaga that I'm non-conforming, or do you really have to explain na ganito ganito? How do you handle, for example, you're meeting, a new person, and how do you introduce yourself? Renz?
Well, for me, yung kasi, since yung mga classmates, I mean, yung mga batchmates ko doon sa university, they are very open naman. So, they understood it very well sa first explanation ko pa lang. And then, we also have, in some of our classes, we also tackle about gender. So, parang ganun din yung nangyari na we are getting more education from that. But sana din, in the long, like, kahit ngayon na sana i-introduce na yung parang gender at saka sexual orientation as early as elementary. Kasi yun yung yung elementary na mga age dyan yung parang nag-start yung pagpo-progress ng mga minds ng mga bata at saka learning. So parang actually maraming mga bata ngayon na unlike before na pag ako lumalabas ako doon sa sa street, may mga bata minsan na masabi, "Hoy, bayot, bayot," or "bakla, bakla." Ngayon, they just stare, and actually, some of them actually, parang nagma-mesmerize yung mga mata nila. Parang ganun. So, they're not the same as before nung sa, And then, yeah, I guess, importante din yung talaga yung malaman natin yung SOGI as early as, elementary pa talaga.
Joshua, how about you?
For me, I am surrounded my colleagues kasi when I was still in high school up until now, my friends are very supportive when it comes to kind of to gender identities. We also we discuss things with gender identities talaga. I said I always share to them. I felt like all throughout my journey, I always share to them like I felt like uh, I'm go I'm I'm going to. Sometimes I have this experience in life that I want to undergo what we call this a transition into a transition that was so. I'm having a gender dysphoria that time. I just how many days of months, I think, not days. I just get back up and I just told them no, I'm still non-binary, and then they still open and they are accepting actually. And they always search things that what
True.
comes out to my mouth.
Mm.
Okay, I have a term. I have a new term for all of you. You need to search about this so you can understand me. Uh, yes, ganun yung mga friends ko eh. And I'm surrounded with also transgender people. My best friend is transgender, uh, who underwent also a transition. And then I have friends too that are lesbians. And then I have my friends are so full of colors.
Nice.
There are variety of spectrums in the LGBTQIA, and I have straight friends too that are very open. And even my parents, they before they don't know the non-binary gender, and
Wow.
yes, before they don't know that word, they just call me like, okay, you're gay, okay, you accept, that's it. And then I told them that, no, I'm not just gay, ma.
True.
I'm not just gay. Uh, I'm binary gender fluid. And then that's the time they said, oh, like in Bisaya word, what is that? Or unsa na, ano? Like I told them that, okay, first things first, you have seen my friends that are transgender, and I'm not like that. And don't call me transgender because I'm not binary transgender. So uh, the way I explained to them, I told them that I'm just not fit
Mm.
in being feminine or masculine at the same time. I just want to be free in fluctuating throughout the spectrum. And then they're just
Like a
like,
butterfly.
yes,
Like a
yes, and,
butterfly.
yes. They're so supportive with that. The moment that I told them that I'm non-binary, non-binary, transgender, gender fluid, and that's the time that my other sibling, our punso, which is also um, um, a man, a boy, and then I'm so amazed yung mga kabataan talaga ngayon. They are they are
More
very
tolerant.
educated. Yes, and they very educated. My bunso also supported me throughout my journey and finding my non-binary gender. Uh, sh- he also watched RuPaul's Drag Race. And yes, bihasa pa siya noon. Yung RuPaul's Drag Race, memorize niya lahat yon. Yung from season 1 up until to now, the All-Star 7. I was so
Wow.
amazed. I was so amazed in that early age. God, ah, yung sa akin, hirap ha. Para sa iyo, para I was so amazed kasi ang raming representation na ngayon eh. Yun ang
True.
isang bagay na I'm so thankful of yung bunso kong kapatid. Um, he was open in that early age on that kind of idea. And yeah, that's how I explain my gender identity to everyone who is surrounded me. And of course, I'm not going um, uh, to say things that makes the my gender identity um, like what we call this um, the word.
Kasi Bisaya.
Bisaya mo, tapos si Renz
Try ko.
Like kanang like
go.
kanang like kanang makadakot siya sa akong gender
Ah,
identity,
parang
like the way
maka-ruin siya or
uh, mm,
Sira.
yes,
makasira,
yes,
makasira,
makasira siya.
makasira
Yung
ng
sa
gender.
oh yes. Um the way I explain to them, if they are not really that open-minded, like um, especially for there are some straight friends that are really not open-minded with that. I just don't really I'm so careful with my words. I'm so careful with my words when I share to them about my gender identity, and then they were just like still gay, still gay for them, and I okay that okay I told you I'm non-gender binary and that's enough for me, and I respect you if you have that kind of idea too, so that's on you. We are on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
21st century. You are left there.
True, true, true. 2022 na, 'di ba? Pero
Yes.
Pero I guess, no, importante din that people, like everyone should know that lahat ng tao ay may SOGSC. Hindi lang
True.
ang transgender, hindi lang ang LGBTQIRST, di ba? Lahat tayo meron. So, ang SOGI is sexual orientation. So, in a nutshell, ang sexual orientation, kanino ka na-attract? Ang gender identity, paano mo nakikita yung sarili mo? Expression is how you dress, like, the fabulous Renz, how you talk, And then SC, yung nadagdag is sexual characteristics. Yun yung mga um, body parts mo or yung mga chromosomes mo that identify you as either male or female. Kaya nga, di ba sinasabi, it's really sex assigned at birth because ang doktor, pag nagpanganak siya, ang
Yeah.
nakikita lang niya ay yung nasa
Ay, yung
labas.
penis, oo.
So
Penis
ang
or
sasabihin,
vagina.
yeah, so
You're a boy,
sasabihin
you're a
niya,
girl.
boy or girl, but hindi naman niya nakikita yung chromosome. So
True.
actually, usapin niyan is kailangan malinawan yung mga tao na lahat tayo meron yan.
May SOGI.
So, lahat tayo may SOGI. So, hindi lang yan pang LGBTQIA+. Tama. So, I guess isa sa mga tanong din, meron din na nagtanong din sa amin na, how about your sexual orientation? How's your heart? Kamusta naman daw kayo? Mauna na tayo kay Renz. Ang ganda-ganda ni Renz. Kamusta ang puso mo? At ang sexual orientation mo, ano?
So, I'm gay, or sa SOGI term is homosexual. So, it means I'm attracted with the same same sex. So, ganun. So, I have a boyfriend right now, and he's also an artist, and he's actually a photographer. So, parang siya din actually nag-push din sa akin to become more expressive about my gender. Yeah, so parang ganun dun kami na parang dun din kami nag-meet as the way we express. Because he's actually, he's also gay, but he's cisgendered. So, yung meaning na cisgender, is you, how do you say, yung nagko-conform ka sa yung given mo na, na sex during birth. So, he still dresses up as a man, or he still expresses himself as a man. And unlike me, I'm the more flamboyant, parang the flamboyant person sa aming relationship. And parang dun nga yun na dun ko na-express yun kasi yung yung style niya in photography is creative photography or fine art photography. So parang dun yun namin minimix yung artistry namin at saka gender namin. We play with our genders with our artworks. So parang ganun. Yeah. So doon din yun na doon din yung na-create din yung diwata namin na na pre-colonial queering pre-colonial Philippine mythology. At saka we've actually been together for more than 3 years now. So swerte ko. Swerte ko, photographer ako na boyfriend. Lagi akong
parang yun yata yung goal mo maghanap ng photographer.
Actually, yung first goal ko na nakita ko siya, he's very artistic. Check.
Check.
He's also a photographer. Check. He's very cute. Check. At saka supportive din. So, very, very check. Minsan nga siya nagtutulong sa akin na mag-dress up sa akin. We frequently go to ukay-ukay to buy clothes. Tapos minsan yung kinukuha namin sa ukay-ukay, hindi yung parang nasa male section or sa women's section, di ba? Minsan separate din yan. Yung hinahanap namin yung hindi usually pinipili ng mga tao. Like yung mga ganun, oo. So parang doon kami na talaga na besides strong din yung parang queerness sa aming relationship na we don't hide anything. with each other. We don't hide our feminine side. We don't hide our masculine side. Parang we are ourselves with each other. So yeah, yun lang.
Perfect match. Perfect match. How about you, Joshua? What's your sexual orientation and how's your heart?
Um, First thing, for my sexual orientation, I'm same with Renz. I'm attracted to the same sex, and for my heart, I think I'm okay being single right now, and I'm o- I'm happy, and I'm very open for pag may blessing si Lord na darating.
Baka may single daw dyan na nanonood.
Pag may blessing si Lord, I'm open naman. I'm open for love. That's actually my quote in life, that I'm always open for love. I know love is very sometimes hurtful to us, and sometimes gives us happiness too. So that's why it's just balance. It's balance, and I love the love. I love to be open up with love. Yes.
Yes. So, siguro ang follow-up question ko diyan, paano kung makahanap kayo ng, "Oh, may in love ako dito sa na tao na 'to, pero gusto niya akong mag-conform. Gusto niya maging female ako or gusto niya male lang ako." Paano mo i-approach 'yan, Renz? Kunwari lang, yun
Actually,
na,
oo. Actually, before, meron akong mga naka-fling na parang gano'n na they prefer me to act masculine, they prefer me to act manly. Tapos doon ko na-realize na why would I force myself to do something that I don't want to, especially in a relationship. So, I would pretend my whole life with you, parang gano'n. So, it's also the same as pretending with myself. So I'm lying to you and I'm lying to myself. So parang hindi siya happy relationship. That's gonna be very toxic for me. So ayoko nun. So if they ask me to do that, parang doon ako slowly I let them down na lang. Na, no, I can't do that for you. I'm doing this for myself. And you should know that. Parang ganon. You should accept me for who I am if you truly love me. Char.
Yes, tama naman. Ikaw, Joshua, paano kung check na check all pero yun nga gusto niya maging manly ka or gusto niya feminine ka lang.
That's so, yan kasi, parang yan ang dahilan bakit single ako hanggang ngayon, kasi yung may nagchat-chat sa akin, yung mga may nagchat-chat na yung same sex din, yes, there are I mean a lot of times na nagchat-chat sa akin na, oy, parang bet ko to kasi same sex ko, and then check mark lahat sa yung standard ko, and then in the end, at the end of the chat, it all goes down to I want you to be just low key and be masculine and more masculine, because I like it that more, and then I'm like, oh, parang ang hirap ng pinagdaanan ko to come up with this, to be confident
To be
to,
who I am, Char.
yes, and then
Yeah.
parang gusto ko lang ako ibalik doon sa
Box na
starting
yun.
line, yun,
Yes,
yung sa
yes.
starting line, and I'm like, no, I don't want, I respectfully decline. I would just say like,
Bye-bye.
yes, I'm like, I just gonna say goodbye to you. Because I can't handle that kind of favor.
Tama, tama, oo. So, I guess, napapasarap ang kwentuhan natin. Sabi ko nga, it's just casual conversation. We want to get to know you both, no? Because you're young, your stories are inspiring and very, you're both beautiful. But siguro pagbalik natin, gusto ko rin marinig naman yung tips nyo sa mga bata or sa mga young queer or yung mga young LGBT or people of diverse GSC, kung paano nyo nalampasan lahat ng mga hardships and challenges nyo in life. So, we'll be back for a quick break, but yeah, we'll see you again. Happy Pride!
We'll be back shortly. This is Pride and Proud Asia, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Big Media is all about life's journey.
Yung mga yun, mga bata pa sila dati nung nakakasama ko sila. So ngayon, sikat na sila.
In digital. Entertainment.
Maraming salamat po na nabigyan nyo kami ng opportunity.
Information. Story. Inspiration. And experiences. Whenever, wherever you want, welcome. Join us as we push the boundaries of possibility here with Big Media.
Here now is the program for the millennials that will showcase young professionals' worth, aspirations, and successes in doing what they believe is right, progressive, and inclusive. Join them as they discover the path to self and societal fulfillment while making a difference. Hosted by empowered and cool millennial Erica Mizon, together with her fellow millennials, they will be making a difference. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Imagine a call center service where everything works just like it should. Introducing Voiso, hosted call center solution. Agile call center suite. Advanced real-time dashboard to track agent behavior. Instantly switch between call stages with event-based navigation. The right international telecom experience your business needs. Do more with your call.
Inolution, supporting your business as always. Are you looking for a solution to address injuries using an advanced, non-messy method? EverCryo is here for you. A good way to address injuries and inflamed muscles. EverCryo. Introducing the medical treatment for a range of physical alignments. EverCryo Compression Therapy System. A system that is easy to use. Quick and easy to set up for fast relief from pain and quicker recovery from injury or surgery. Perfect for anyone who experiences frequent pain or inflammation in a certain area of the body. Wrap on and get some cold compression therapy. EverCryo, an innovative therapeutic system to heal comfortably, less the mess.
Now back to Pride and Proud Asia, only here on V81 Radio, Manila.
Nakamute ako. Alright, we're back. So, happy Pride, everyone. Parang mag-echo. Hold on. Hello? Yes, again. So you're watching again Pride and Proud Asia. It's one of the shows that features LGBT leadership and contribution in business and beyond. And I'm your host, Angel Romero. My pronouns are she, her, siya, and I'm your power activista in Hills. So, kakatapos lang ng June, we've seen a lot of logos of different brands changing to rainbows or unicorns or even the colors of the rainbow. So tayo dito sa Pride and Proud Asia, at especially sa Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, we say that you need to commit to Pride every day. So ano bang ibig sabihin yan? Ang Pride ay hindi lang tuwing June, everyone. It begins from January to December 31. So every day dapat we show our pride, and if tayo yung mga allies, we actually should also express the pride for our friends na part ng community. So we actually encourage brands, companies, at lahat po ng individuals to celebrate pride every day. And as mentioned earlier, I'm from the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, and we feature stories and personalities, and of course, individuals who really give inspiration to us. So if you have a story or if you have a business that you want to promote, here is our website you can see on the screen. We also have our different social media accounts and email, and reach out to us If not, you can also be featured nga on Bride and Proud Asia by emailing us also regarding your story at kung ano man ang gusto nyo ipa-feature sa amin. So yeah, we're back and let's bring back also our guests, our two beautiful guests, si Joshua and si Renz, na ang dami-dami nating natutunan sa kanila today. Ako, to be honest, coming in, alam ko na wala pa akong masyadong kaalaman or I'm not really, skilled in really learning about gender, the spectrum, no? But through experience, doon ako so I've done lots of SOGSC trainings or yung mga workshops. Pero iba pag may kausap ka na part ng community kasi nagiging tao siya eh. Hindi lang siya konsepto, 'di ba? Hindi lang siya ini-explain mo yung unicorn or yung ano ba tawag doon, genderbread man, parang ganun. Tao siya. So it's really good that we have people like Renz and Joshua na nagbibigay ng oras at panahon para ibigyan tayo ng awareness on things that we're not really aware of. And it starts really with education. Lagi ko nga sinasabi, educate not hate. Kasi yung iba baka hindi lang talaga nila alam, 'di ba? So sa atin, minsan ako, kung i-explain ko, even like, kunwari sa mga matatanda, mga boomers, di ba, sinasabi nila, pag nag-explain ako, iniisip ko talaga na nanggagaling yon from a place of love or curiosity, na hindi lang talaga nila alam, kaya sila ganon. So, I guess, to you guys, both of you, ano ang sa tingin yung mapapayo nyo sa mga ngayong mga kabataan. Although bata pa kayo, but for people who are not yet free or confused, tulad nga na sinabi ni Joshua kanina, naka-experience siya ng 'di ba? Parang nagtatanong sa sarili niya, ano ba talaga? Ito ba talaga ako? Or yung si Renz na sa school nga, ito lang ang tawag sa kanya. Ano yung ma-advise nyo sa kanila na non-conforming ako pero wala akong kakilala. Kunwari wala akong kakilala na gano'n. How can they, accept themselves and also how can others see their true selves? Let's start with Joshua.
Okay, payo ko lang sa mga kabataan ngayon, especially for the non-binary gender. For the if you felt different, from your peers or from your cousins or your siblings, and you felt like you are not what society have standard about gender. Look for things that makes you inspired to be more of you. Like look for things that makes you happy of being just yourself, and don't constrict yourself in just a box of full of hatred, in a box of full of standard things that society has built in on that box. If you felt like you're happy to do this kind of things, go for it, as long as you felt like you are safe with it, you know. When you come out, it is not a race. When you come out, it is not a trend. It is not a trend because it is on trend. You come out too. No, it's not like that. When you come out, you can take your own journey. You have your own path to deal with, and then if you felt like I'm so jealous because the other my other friends have already come out and they are accepted, and you're still not coming out because you felt like you're not accepted. Let them be. Let them have their own journey because you have your own journey. The time will come that you felt like, okay, it is safe already to come out. Then I will come out. And that's the important reminder that I always share to my siblings too, that if you felt like you are different, if you want to share something, you can talk to me because I'm a safe person to talk with about that kind of things. And if you felt like you want to come out wholly in the family and into your friends, and you felt like you are happy to come out at the moment, and then you're safe to come out at the moment, and go for it. I'm gonna be your number one supporter in that. And just be you. Don't restrict yourself in things that that you felt like it makes you happy, but the society don't let you do that kind of things because um, you are put in a box that it is just like full of unnecessary things to be
Tama.
standardized with. Uh, I don't know why the society built that up. It is really so unfortunate for the people
Yeah.
who didn't realize that perspective. So yes, if you felt like it's safe for you to come out, then come out, and I'm your the number one supporter.
Come out, we're open. What about you, Renz?
So, yun nga din, no, same experience with Joshua. It's really hard to, I mean, and sa explanation din ni Ma'am, ni Miss Angel na, it's really hard to come out when you're the only person na parang ganun lang. Because in high school and in college, although I do know na, although there are gay people in my class or in the university that are not as expressive or as flamboyant as me. So parang yun yung difference na na-experience ko na yung iba kino-constrict talaga yung nila sarili nila. They try to be ayaw nila makita, parang ganon. They're still gay but they don't want to be seen na parang ganon na they don't want to express, truly express na some of them will still get boycotts, some of them will still wear like the usual men's attire. And then during college, doon ko din na-realize na, ba't pa ako nagaganito if I'm having fun expressing myself through my clothes, through
Yeah.
my features. So parang ganun, doon ako na parang, actually it was in second year college na talaga ako na, I literally opened the closet with the clothes on. Hindi siya parang open the closet lang. Open the closet with all the beautiful, with the beautiful clothes. So parang ganun yung nangyari sa akin. And actually, I'm quite lucky because my older sister is actually trans, and she struggled in college. Then we actually went through the same college, and in her time, mahirap kasi very macho yung yung school, yung mga students na sa school. So she wasn't in a safe space, and for me, I'm actually very lucky kasi yung mga kabataan ngayon, they are very understanding. They're more tolerant. Hindi na yung parang wala na yung mga cut collars na mga ganon.
Yeah.
Sabi na, "Uy, bakla, wala na mga ganon ngayon. They're more, appropriate na sila. And they are actually more, yung parang, mas cautious na sila ngayon actually. So, yun din yung, yung parang take ko na, educate yourself first. Kasi, try to get to know yourself first before you, I mean, if you already know how you feel, pero wala ka pang term na magagamit like non-binary or gay, at least get to know yourself first. And then after you get to know yourself, you can easily go online like what we did na meron palang ganito na mga categories sa LGBT spectrum na there is also non-binary, there is a genderqueer. So parang ganun, and you do your own research, and then after you do your own research, you try to educate others as well. And also siguro if like wala kang reference kagaya namin sa mainstream media kagaya namin nila Joshua na meron kami doon sa sa Asia's Next Top Model at saka sa RuPaul's Drag Race, you become the reference for others, yung parang you
Ganda,
become,
ganda.
yeah, kasi 'di ba if walang magsisimula hindi siya mangyayari.
True,
So,
true.
so come out more and educate people more, inspire more, parang ganon. And actually, it's not just for the youngsters, like what Joshua said, na meron din mga late bloomers, yung
Yeah.
parang takot pa rin with how society treats LGBT people, na parang if they come out very late din, like there are a lot of actually late bloomers sa trans community na parang they've already married, 'di ba? Tapos ngayon pa sila
Yeah.
nag-out as trans. So parang ganun din. We should try to understand them din na na minsan talaga hindi nila kayang mag-come out, and we shouldn't push others to come out.
Yes.
Na it's very important to let them come out on their own. Like Joshua said, there is always a time for you parang ganun. And yeah, I think education about gender is the best solution in understanding each other. Kasi paano mo naman marespeto yung isang tao kung hindi mo siya naiintindihan? Parang
Yes.
ganun. Na parang, yeah, I respect you. Parang ganun lang. Pero it's very shallow, di ba? I respect you because I understand what you're going through. I understand what you feel. So that's why I respect you. Parang ganun. Yun yung parang idea ko about respect, and it should be given. Hindi siya every person should be given respect regardless of gender, regardless of race, regardless of age, ganon. Tapos siguro doon na lang yun mawawala if ever they become if they become evil or something like that, if they become rude or mean, they do something very criminal. So parang ganun yung idea ko of respecting each other. Na you should always give respect first, and then you judge them after you get to know them. So parang ganun. Because you don't know their story. You only know them sa appearance lang siguro, or like ganon. So yeah, I think it's very easy for us right now. I mean, there's still problems, there's still struggles, pero siguro sa experience ng iba na mas madali na ngayong mag-come out kasi it's becoming, especially sa mga Gen Z ngayon, na they've become more and more open about gender kasi yun nga, marami ng references na makukuha nila, mga articles na mababasa nila online. It's very progressive. At saka yun din na marami ding studies about chromosomes at saka gender, na hindi lang pala talaga doon sa genitalia yung yung basehan ng sex natin. So listen to science, Char, and listen to your heart.
Tama. So, do you have anything to promote? Social media? If you have something to promote, feel free, Renz. Meron ba kaming pwedeng abangan sa iyo or social media, etc.?
Yes, yun nga, yung advocacy art project namin is with the queer community here, local queer community, and also the artistic guild community here in Abunturan, Davao de Oro, with their support. At saka yan yung namin ng boyfriend ko na advocacy shoot about queer mental health and HIV awareness. Kasi yung queer mental health is very different from iba talaga experience ng mga queer from other people talaga. So I think there should be more studies about mental health in this queer spectrum. So ayun. And yeah, I guess you should look at that. You should look out for it this July sa aming Facebook page, sa Facebook page ng boyfriend ko na NTXT on Facebook. Capital yan siya lahat, NTXT. You can search that on Facebook. At saka, yun, and expect more artworks from us in that page. At saka yung mga namin, artistic endeavors with queerness.
Nice. So, Joshua, anything to promote?
Just adding on Facebook, Joshua Din Lapa, and of course, if you want some to look some representations, especially kanang here in Mindanao. In Mindanao Pride page, we have our stories rather have already posted there. There are trans, binary, there are lesbians, there are gays representation there. You can look for it and maybe start it. It will make you start and realize something about you and about yourself, of who you are. You can look up for representation there. There are lots of people there too that are lot of amazing stories, and you can look for me there too. I am there, and they posted my story there too. You can look for that page, the Mindanao Pride, and you'd shout out to Kuya Hamilcar.
Si Hamilcar.
And to Queen Pia Paulo, thank you for the opportunity for the Mindanao Pride shoot. And to all my co-champions sa Mindanao Pride shoot, thank you.
Yes.
Can also do a shout out, Char. Shout out din sa boyfriend ko na si Nato Santino, at saka sa family ko dito na very supportive. They Sulat Clan, hello. And I also want to to parang tawag dyan? Parang gano'n na lang, yun na lang muna. I also want to sa ASC, sa CNSOG Caucus, kasi they've been
Oh,
supportive about my art. Yeah. To,
sila
kahit
Ryan.
tapos na yung, yeah, si Ryan, yeah. Kasi kahit tapos na yung ano, they're still supporting me with my art. So thank you.
So thank you. I think 1.5 hour is not enough to know these beautiful souls, no? Pero meron lang tayong quick lang na info from our sponsor. Some of us or many of us will agree that body pain and inflamed muscle will always be part of living. It's like you're working to do something to make your body hurts. With ever cryo compression therapy system, you will experience the easy and non-messy system to treat your physical alignment. So, para sa mga mahilig sumayaw or gumalaw-galaw dyan, I think this is a good solution for your problem. But yeah, there you have it. This has been the show. If you want to watch a replay of this show, you can look at Facebook, YouTube at V81 Radio Manila. Meron ding Amazon on demand. Or you can even download the V81 app. And then you may contact us to prideandproudasia@gmail.com. This radio show is presented by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce in partnership with V81 Radio Manila. This has been your Power Activista and Heels. And I always say, take up space and be kinder. And happy Pride, everyone. Thank you, Joshua and Renz. So interesting. Thank you. Stay safe.
Stay
Happy
safe.
Pride.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Welcome to Pride and Proud Asia, Asia's first online radio show that champions LGBT contribution and leadership in business and in our country and the region. Hosted by the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, visibility, representation, and empowerment. This is Pride and Proud Asia. Saturdays, 6 p.m. Philippine time. Only here on V81 Radio, Manila. Happy Pride! Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, your all hits, all Pinoy digital radio station in South Manila. This is V81 Radio.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Dahil mahal namin kayo.
V81 Radio, V81 Radio.
Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.